Now, trifocals. Thank you very much, Professor Righetti, for your kind invitation. I'll speak about trifocal lenses. What are they? There are three focuses. If we can dim the lights, please. Three focuses are better than two, but is this the only reason why these lenses were invented by Gattinel and Pagnol in 2010 and copied elsewhere in the world? These are their patent. How do you build a trifocal lens? I hope you can appreciate that every lens produces a series of foci. Each diffractive bifocal IOL produces foci receiving part of the light. This is the main focus, and this is the distance focus. These are the foci where our attention focuses, but part of the energy is lost. Almost 20% of the light is lost. And this is what happens. At some point, people said, let's aim at developing a trifocal lens and use this energy much better. Diffractive patterns were developed for distance vision and intermediate vision to obtain a complex anterior design of the lens, producing foci for intermediate and near vision. It's got three foci: distance, near, and intermediate. Another goal was to recover part of the lost light. If the focus is intermediate and it's got an additional diopter power, which is exactly half of the near focus, the first harmonic focus produced by the intermediate power strengthens the luminosity of the near focus. This is what they tried to do. A lens has a far vision and a near vision focus. Then you have a lens with a far vision and near vision focus. And if you combine both, the foci are different, and the near vision foci are multiples of each other. So you may be able to recover 4, even 6% of the lost light, the harmonic of this focus, which goes in favor of the near focus. I think you know much more than me about optics. This is the first trifocal lens ever produced. It's got an intermediate focus with a diffractive pattern at 1.75 diopters and a near focus at 3.5. The first harmonic falls on this focus, recovering part of the light. The trifocal lens is not one where 3 is better than 2, but it recovers part of the lost light of diffractive lenses and adds this light to the near focus. The amount of recovered light ranges from 4 to 9%. There's a lens produced in Turkey which allegedly only loses 11% of the refractive light. Some of these lenses, like this one, are apodized, meaning that as the optic diameter increases, as the pupil size increases, as in night vision, the distance focus is given priority to compared to intermediate and near focus, because we are assumed to drive in almost dark conditions at night and read with light. But if you read in dark conditions, you may still need glasses because this is not the ideal solution. The first trifocal diffractive IOL was released in March 2010, and more were to follow. This is the current model. The principle was further evolved by Alcon. They said maybe some patients don't need an intermediate focus, which is half of the near focus. Maybe we can make the intermediate focus closer to the near focus with the quadrifocal principle, because if you apply two additions with the harmonics, with a play on harmonics, you can recover the light and produce two foci, which are a bit closer to the distance we use for reading. Alcon was able to optically suppress the first of these foci, which is at plus 1.08, so that it does not produce any image to the eyes of the implanted patient. There are 8 or 9 patents for these lenses. I read one, the one for Abbott Symphony, and I couldn't understand anything about this. It's, about industrial confidentiality and secrecy, which is hard for us to understand. This is a Zeiss lens reproducing the Physiol data. It's not apodized with different distribution. Well, you could compare all of them, but the important thing, the take-home message is that trifocal lenses are a different way of using the diffractive light. It doesn't mean adding one focus for improving vision of presbyopes operated on with cataract surgery. This is an optical bench. What you find in the optical bench is reproducible in clinical practice. Here you see the MTF for Physiol lenses, 3.75, 4.5 aperture. You see that the intermediate focus loses power as the pupil diameter increases. This is a comparison of trifocal lenses, Symphony and Technis, which is a bifocal lens at 3 millimeters and 515 nanometers. In the intermediate focus, the best one is Symphony, while the bifocal lens is almost zero. Symphony has no near focus, and these patients have difficulties in reading if they see well at a distance, and the others behave quite well. These are USAF target images. This is with 3 and 4.5 millimeter diameter aperture. This is to say that with trifocals, the results are always better. Some clinical results, these are my own, comparing the toric with the spherical version. I'll only show you the sphere and cylinder. Look at this. This is the defocus curve. This lens gives visual acuity of 0.2 logmar, which is approximately 6-7 lines, with a focal interval from +1 to -3, so high defocus ability, both for toric trifocals and spherical lenses, once you correct for the minimum residual defects. Contrast sensitivity, it's very good, and trifocals don't worsen contrast sensitivity, because if you have two images, the centered one, which is focused, and the defocused one, the trifocal lens makes the defocused part a bit more visible, so the halo does not increase, and starbursts are no longer produced. The patients are very happy. Now, talking about toric lenses, let me show you this. High-order aberrations are higher in patients in the cornea of astigmats, and coma is also greater. So with toric lenses, we obtain low-order results, but not aberrations like in the eyes of non-astigmats. We don't really know what astigmatism is. In keratoconus, for example, autoref reads coma as astigmatism. Autoref always reads part of the coma as astigmatism and always reads part of the astigmatism as coma. The current limitation with the use of toric lenses, as Giorgio said, is that at 0.5 diopters, it's difficult to overcome certain limits. Anyway, trifocal IOLs use part of the lost light. Trifocals are better than bifocals. Contrast sensitivity improves. Astigmatism can be reduced, but no less than 0.5 diopters. Every patient can be spectacle independent and have presbyopia corrected. Trifocals have replaced bifocals because they're optically better. Thank you very much.